used Amazon EC2 before? What about elastic load balancing?
Sure, I've used both. They can work together hand in hand. If you aren't already familiar with Amazon EC2, I would start there.
I saw the demo on YouTube and took the free self-paced lab on Amazon EC2. I'm curious what elastic load balancing is all about, how people use it, and anything you can share to get me started.
Perfect. Amazon Web Services provides elastic load balancing to automatically distribute incoming web traffic across multiple Amazon EC2 instances.
Does this mean that if one instance is getting too much traffic, some of it can be routed to another instance for processing?
Yes. In addition, with elastic load balancing, you can add and remove Amazon EC2 instances as your needs change, without disrupting the overall flow of information.
What if the instance happens to fail?
Elastic load balancing can automatically redirect traffic to another running instance. If the failed instance is restored, elastic load balancing restores the traffic to that instance.
Cool, so elastic load balancing is like a traffic manager.
Exactly. Using elastic load balancing to manage traffic to an application has a lot of benefits.
Like what?
It minimizes the risk of overloading one single instance and provides continuous monitoring of the health of Amazon EC2 instances. It monitors the traffic, handles incoming requests, and continually checks to make sure that the load balancing between running instances is functioning properly.
How secure is elastic load balancing?
You can create and manage security groups associated with your elastic load balancing to provide additional networking and security options. You can also set up an elastic load balancer to load balance incoming application traffic across Amazon EC2 instances in a single availability zone or multiple AZs.
Can you remind me what availability zones are?
An availability zone is a collection of compute resources in a distinct physical location. You can think of them like data centers. Each AZ is engineered to be isolated from failures in other AZs, which will help protect your applications from the failure of a single location.
Very cool. Is elastic load balancing expensive?
As with all Amazon Web Services, you pay only for what you use. For elastic load balancing, you pay for each hour or portion of an hour that the service is running, and you pay for each gigabyte of data that is transferred through your load balancer.
Great. So how hard is it to set up and use?
You can access Elastic Load Balancer through the AWS Management Console, which is a simple and intuitive web interface. There is also a free hands-on lab exercise to get you started.
Awesome. How do I access the free training?
Before you get started on your own, let me log into my AWS account. Let me show you how to create a basic load balancer, configure health checks, assign security groups, register, review settings, and then create your load balancer. Click the Amazon EC2 icon on the home page and go to the Amazon EC2 dashboard. Click the Load Balancers link to move to the Elastic Load Balancers screen. Click the Create Load Balancer button to begin the process. In the first dialog window, create a new load balancer, input a name. The remaining default settings and click Continue. I'm going to change all of the advanced options to the smallest possible value. Continue. At the Security Group selection screen, select the radio button. Choose from your existing security group. I'm going to select a security group with the appropriate permissions. Continue. In the Manually Add Instances to Load Balancer screen, click the checkbox next to each of the two instances to include them in the load balancer. Click Continue. Create to finish the process of creating your load balancer. Click the link View My Load Balancers and check their status to view your newly created load balancer in the Management Console. Click on the load balancer that you created. Click the Instances tab and wait for a few minutes for the instances to become available. They will likely be listed as out of service until they are fully activated. You can hover over the Y link to the status of your load balancer, and it will explain where the instance is in the startup process. You can also refresh the status by clicking the circular arrow in the upper right of the management console until the status changes to In Service for both of your instances. Instances are now in service. Click on the Description tab to find the load balancer's DNS name. Copy the string between the DNS name and a record. Paste the copied URL into a web browser and you will see your load balanced page. You now have a working load balancer. Congratulations!
Awesome. Thanks.
Go to run.quicklabs.com to try it out with a free self-paced lab.